Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good whatever time of day it may be for you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Laypack Gamer, and we are back with some more Dragon Age Origins. And in today's episode, like I said we were going to do last time, oh gosh, I have to remember how to use the controls again. We are going to be doing a bit of character development. So I believe I had said Alistair, Morrigan, and Shale. So, since he's right next to us, and our fellow Grey Warden, what's up, Alistair?
What do you need?
Do you want to talk about Duncan?
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
That doesn't mean I don't mourn his loss.
I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the Blight and everything. I'm sorry.
Look, it's alright. To be fair, my character lost his family. There's no need to apologize.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
Oh, as long as I'm controlling the character, I think we will very much still be alive. Do we got to go for the... That's an excellent idea. Well, I could say he had you.
I suppose he did. It probably sounds stupid, but part of me wishes I was with him, in the battle. I feel like I abandoned him.
He did save your life by sending you to that tower.
Yes. I know. I think he came from High Ever. Or so he said. Maybe I'll go up there sometime. See about putting up something in his honor. I don't know. Have you had someone close to you die? Not that I mean to pry, I'm just...
My entire family was murdered recently, so yeah.
Oh, of course. How stupid of me to forget. Here I am going on and on about Duncan, and you... I am so sorry.
Oh,
Thank you.
It's alright.
Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little.
Maybe I'll go with you to High Ever when you go.
I'd like that. So would he, I think.
Didn't I come from High Ever? Can't I just go, okay, with my house once we restore my house, if we do, we'll honor Duncan.
What do you need?
I'd like to ask you something.
Ask away.
What can a Templar do exactly?
Essentially, they're trained to fight. The Chantry would tell you that the Templars exist simply to defend. Don't let them fool you. They're an army. The other main purpose for a Templar is, of course, to hunt mages. To that end, we train in talents that drain mana and disrupt spells.
Yep. Have you hunted mages?
No, I never actually became a full Templar. Duncan recruited me before I took my vows. I was only present during one harrowing. The ritual that they test the mages with. It's not unlike our joining, really. And just as deadly. The girl they tested, she had a demon put inside her to see if she could resist. And she couldn't. We had to end it quickly. I have to say I didn't have much interest in becoming a Templar after that.
I don't blame you. So Templars use magic themselves?
You could call it that, sure. The Chantry doesn't look on it the same way, however, since really our talents only work on mages. Against a regular person, I'm just a guy in a metal suit.
Seems like the Templars could run the Chantry.
You'd think that, but it's not so. The Chantry keeps a close rein on its Templars. We are given lyrium to help develop our magical talents, you see. Which means we become addicted. And since the Chantry controls the lyrium trade with the dwarves, well, I'm sure you can put two and two together.
Yes, I kind of know, I do know quite a bit of lore about the game, so I was already aware of that. So you were addicted to this lyrium?
Thankfully, no. You only start receiving lyrium once you've taken your vows.
Oh,
You
that's
don't
good.
need lyrium in order to learn the Templar talents. Lyrium just makes Templar's talents more effective. Or so I was told. Maybe it doesn't even do that. The Chantry usually doesn't let their Templars get away either, so they can spread their secrets. I'm a bit of an exception. Lucky me.
You should write a book.
What do you need?
Uh,
Ask away.
Now he's gonna say no to this right now, but can you teach others to be a Templar?
I suppose I could. But I really would rather not. When the Grand Cleric let Duncan recruit me, she made me swear never to reveal Templar secrets outside of the Chantry. I'd rather not go back on my word.
I will respect your word, Alistair.
Ask me later, perhaps. Maybe I'll change my mind. This is not something small you're asking, after all.
Well, I know.
What do you need?
Alright, you're gonna be hearing that quite a bit.
Ask away.
I'm not gonna ask that, but how did you become? Let's go with this one.
Did I say that? I meant that dogs raised me. Giant slobbering dogs from the Anderfels. A whole pack of them, in fact.
That's not what I remember you telling Flemeth. Oh, I thought you were raised by the Chantry.
Oh, there you go, listening to me again. You'd think you'd have gotten past that already. I ended up in the Chantry, sure, but I didn't start there. Let's see, how do I explain this? I'm a bastard. And before you make any smart comments, I mean the fatherless kind. My mother was a serving girl in Redcliffe Castle who died when I was very young. Our Lehman wasn't my father, but he took me in anyhow and put a roof over my head. He was good to me, and he didn't have to be. I respect the man, and I don't blame him anymore for sending me off to the Chantry once I was old enough.
So I do know who his father actually is. However, that's going to come up a bit later. Probably not in this episode, but we're going to be talking to a lot of our companions. So it's one of these kinds of episodes. I think I'll probably be able to get through most of the dialogue. Do you know who is your father, by chance?
I know who I was told was my father. He died even before my mother did, anyhow. It isn't important. Our Lehman eventually married a young woman from Orlais, which caused all sorts of problems between him and the king because it was so soon after the war. But he loved her. Anyhow, the new Arlessa resented the rumors which pegged me as his bastard. They weren't true, but of course they existed. The Arl didn't care, but she did. So off I was packed to the nearest monastery at age 10, just as well. The Arlessa made sure the castle wasn't a home to me by that point. She despised me.
Well, that's actually really sad. Was it inappropriate for the Jarl to raise an orphan?
Probably. It was just a kindness he did to a woman who had served him anyway. I didn't sleep on silk sheets in the keep or anything. I remember I had an amulet with Andraste's holy symbol on it. The only thing I had of my mother's. I was so furious at being sent away, I tore it off and threw it at the wall and it shattered. Stupid, stupid thing to do. The Arl came by the monastery a few times to see how I was, but I was stubborn. I hated it there, and blamed him for everything. And eventually, he just stopped coming.
Are you sure he isn't your father?
Yes, I'm quite sure. At any rate, I don't look anything like him. You'll see for yourself. Not that it stopped the rumors any. All I know is that the Arl is a good man, and well loved by the people. He also was King Caelan's uncle, so he has a personal motivation to see Loghain pay for what he did. Anyway, that's really all there is to the story.
You know, theoretically, by that, I mean, probably not his biological father, but you could say that Arlene was as close to a father figure as Alistair had in his youth.
What do you need?
Okay.
Ask away.
Just gonna burn through a little more. Why remain a Templar if you hated the Chantry?
Have you seen the uniform? It's not only stylish, but well made. I'm a sucker for good tailoring.
I thought Templars wore heavy plate mostly.
That's just in public. In private, we have these yellow and purple tunics, right? Much more comfortable, and you don't break the beds when you jump on them during a pillow fight.
You had a lot of pillow fights, I take it?
Pillow fights? I mean, no, of course not. I meant sword fights. With rusty swords, dripping with acid. The kind that puts hair on your chest. You don't really want to know about my being a Templar, do you? It's really quite boring.
Well, this is a character development section, so yes.
Poke, poke, poke. Tell me everything about your life, Alistair. All right, if you insist. It's not like we have anything better to do, right? The truth of the matter is that I did hate going to the monastery. The initiates from poor families thought I put on airs, while the noble ones called me a bastard and ignored me. I felt like Al Eamon had cast me off, unwanted, and I was determined to be bitter. But I took some solace in the training itself, I guess. I was actually quite good at it.
What about the training?
The education, mostly, but also the discipline. You need to have a disciplined mind in order to use the abilities we have. It was difficult, but rewarding. Never really felt at home anywhere, though, until I joined the Grey Wardens. And Duncan felt my Templar abilities might be useful for when we encountered Darkspawn magic, so I kept it up. What about you? Do you have anywhere you consider home?
My home was taken over by the Earl.
Right. Stupid of me to ask. I'm sorry. We won't always be traveling like this, you know. Once the war is over, once the Blight is... well, a time will come when we'll have to think about having a real home again. Though that seems like a far ways off. And I suppose the Grey Wardens are gone for good. Either way.
We can be rebuilt, not to worry.
I suppose you're right. We can create new Grey Wardens, but we'll never get back those we lost. I wonder if it would ever feel the same. Anyhow, now I've sidetracked us. We'd better get back to what we're supposed to be doing right now.
Well, I am doing that. It's character development.
What do you need?
Although I've spent quite a bit of time on this, I'm probably going to want to wrap up our time with Alistair.
Ask away.
So we'll ask him one more question. How did you become a Grey... well, I think we already know that. Yeah, we'll just ask this.
Same way you did. You drink some blood, you choke on it, and pass out. You haven't forgotten already, have you?
Very funny.
I do my best. What can I say? Let's see, I was in the Chantry before. I trained for many years to become a Templar, in fact. That's where I learned most of my skills.
Yes, we're just going over a bunch of details just so that we get all the little points. You don't seem like the religious sort.
You're telling me I was banished to the kitchens to scour the pots more times than I can count. And that's a lot. I can count pretty high.
10?
The Grand Cleric didn't want to let me go. Duncan was forced to conscript me, actually, and was she ever furious when he did. I thought she was going to have us both arrested. I was lucky.
I'm pretty sure the Grey Warden policies make it so that you can't, that forced conscription is you have to do this, and there's nothing else you can do. The thing of this life is, why did the Grand Cleric want to keep you?
I wondered that myself. It's not as if she valued me highly. I think she just didn't want to give anything to the Grey Wardens, is all. The Chantry didn't lose much. And I think I can do more fighting the Blight anyhow, rather than sitting in a temple somewhere. I'll always be thankful to Duncan for recruiting me. If it hadn't been for him, you know, I wouldn't have.
I shouldn't have brought him up. Sorry about that.
No, it's... I'm sorry. I shouldn't be. It's fine. He died a hero. They all did. Come on, let's go. I think I'm done talking.
Sorry about that. Alright, anyways. Let's move on to Morrigan. We'll do a bit of character development there, then we'll go to Shale. I'll try not to spend too much time here.
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to ask you something.
If you must.
How did you become a shapeshifter?
I was not born such. 'Tis a skill of Flemeth's, taught over many years in the wilds. The chastened have tales of we witches, saying that we assume the forms of creatures to watch them from hiding. When a child is alone and separate from his tribe, that is when we strike, dragging the young boy kicking and screaming to our lair to be devoured. A most amusing legend.
Your mother has been doing this for a long time, then.
Changing her form, certainly. Devouring lost children, I cannot say. She has not done it in my experience, though in truth my lifespan is but a fraction of her own. Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know?
Do you spend a lot of time? I've never heard of that kind of magic before.
No? 'Tis not unheard of in the remote corners of the world. There are traditions of magic outside of the circle of magi, despite what those mages would have you believe. Some of these traditions are old, indeed, passed down as carefully guarded lore from one generation to the next. The zealots of the chantry would uproot all such practitioners if they could, but as luck have it, some still exist. My mother is such a one.
We could say such traditions need to be preserved.
I am surprised you think so. Still, 'tis a pleasant thing to hear.
Well, I think a lot of traditions should be preserved if it's... Yeah. Do you spend a lot of time as an animal?
There were nights when the wilds called to me, 'tis true. You look upon the world around you and you think you know it well. I have smelled it as a wolf, listened as a cat, prowled shadows that you never dreamed existed. But my life is as a human. I am under no illusions to the contrary.
And yet the only forms we can have her assume are a spider, a bear, and I forget, and a wolf. Well, actually, she did mention wolves, so... what do other animals think of you when you're changed?
They do not shy away from me. To their senses, I believe I seem like any other of their species. As to what they think, I truly cannot say. Just as I am still human, no matter my form, they are still animals. Thus they cannot speak, even were I to ask.
Can you change into other human forms as well?
The form of an animal is different from my own. One may study the creature, learn to move as it does, think as it does. In time, this allows one to become as it is. I gain nothing by studying another human. I already am the same as they are. I learn nothing. So the answer is no, my human form is the only one I possess.
And can anyone become a shapeshifter? I'm not asking for me because I can't, but...
Anyone with sufficient will. But the act of transformation is a magical one. 'Tis a spell and thus requires a mage's talents. If you had a notion to learn such a skill for yourself, sadly, you must remain disappointed.
No, not for me.
Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch?
Well, you haven't really given me anything bad to think about that. I think they sound quite useful.
Oh, you're simply full of surprises, little man, aren't you? But enough of such talk. Let us proceed, lest the dust gather on us.
So that was the major one that we could get at this point, so...
What do you wish of me? If you must.
Let's see here. I think this one will also give a little bit of...
Why do you ask me such questions? I do not probe you for pointless information, do I?
Go ahead. I'm an open book.
Beg pardon then while I jump for joy. What is it you asked if I grew up in the wilds? A curious question. Where else would you picture me? For many years it was simply Flemeth and I. The wilds and its creatures were more real to me than Flemeth's tales of the world of man. In time I grew curious. I left the wilds to explore what lay beyond, never for long. Brief forays into a civilized wilderness.
And you remained unnoticed?
For the most part. Flemeth taught me well. For all that I had been taught, however, the truth of the civilized lands proved to be overwhelming. I was unfamiliar with so much. So confident and bold was I, yet there was much that Flemeth could never have prepared me for.
Pardon me for a second, I got an itch underneath my... an itch on the side of my head underneath my headset. I can imagine.
I rather doubt that.
Oh,
Only
okay.
once was I accused of being a witch of the wilds, and that by a chastened who happened to be traveling with a merchant caravan. He pointed and gasped and began shouting in his strange language, and most assumed he was casting some curse upon me. I acted the terrified girl, and naturally, he was arrested.
Oh, lovely. That was quick thinking.
Men are always willing to believe two things about a woman. One, that she is weak, and two, that she finds him attractive. I played the weakling and battered my eyelashes at the captain of the guard. Child's play. The point being that I was able to move through human lands fairly easily. Whatever humans think a witch of the wild looks like, 'tis not I. Not that I did not have trouble. There are things about human society which have always puzzled me, such as the touching. Why all the touching for a simple greeting?
Like a handshake?
To begin with, yes. What is the point of touching my hand? I find it an offensive intrusion. There were many nuances that Flemeth could never tell me of. When to look into another's eyes. How to eat at a table. How to bargain without offending. None of these things I knew. I still do not understand it all, truth be told, but then I gave up long ago any hope of doing so. When I returned to the wilds last, I swore to Flemeth that I had no intention of leaving again.
How did you not know how to eat off of it? You know what? I'm not even going to bother asking. This is very ironic, yet here you are.
Yes, here I am. Well, let's get on with it before the ground opens up and swallows us, yes?
That wasn't quite what I was hoping to get at, but...
Yes?
I honestly don't know. There's a point where she'll mention a mirror. And I kind of want her to do that so because it helps out a little. I think it increases the favor that a part of it. By the way, the reason why I'm doing all this character development is because as people, well, I guess we might be able to show it off with Morrigan, because I think we can do quite a bit of it.
At times, perhaps. A world full of people and buildings and things was all very foreign to me. If I wished companionship, I ran with the wolves and flew with the birds. If I spoke, 'twas to the trees.
When you do, it's normal. When somebody else in this world does it, it's not. Anyways... we'll just be funny. And did they speak back?
Don't be foolish. I recall the first time I crept beyond the edge of the wilds.
Oh, here we go.
I did so in animal form, remaining in the shadows and watching these strange townsfolk from afar. I happened upon a noblewoman by her carriage, adorned in sparkling garments, the likes of which I had never before seen. I was dazzled. This, to me, seemed what true wealth and beauty must be. I snuck up behind her and stole a hand mirror from the carriage. 'Twas encrusted in gold and crystalline gemstones, and I hugged it to my chest with delight as I sped back to the wilds.
I can't imagine Flemeth was pleased with that.
She was not. Flemeth was furious with me. I was a child and had not yet come into my full power, and I had risked discovery for the sake of a pretty bauble. To teach me a lesson, Flemeth took the mirror and smashed it upon the ground. I was heartbroken.
She was right, I bet.
Beauty and love are fleeting and have no meaning. Survival has meaning. Power has meaning. Without those lessons, I would not be here today, as difficult as they might have been.
Made you stronger, didn't they?
They did indeed. To return to your original question, perhaps my time in the wilds was indeed lonely, but such was how it had to be. I find myself at times wondering what might have become of the girl with the beautiful golden mirror. But such fantasies have no place amidst reality.
Alright, there we go.
Yes?
Can I get this a little bit higher?
We're in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Just dive into this. No, we're not going to dive into that.
Yes?
I'd like to ask you something.
If you must.
Is Flemeth really what she seems?
Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
Human?
Oh, she certainly was human. Once. Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
I didn't even know there was such a thing. I have heard it, but I've heard a little of it.
No doubt
You could
such
say
a
that.
tale has mutated much over time and telling. I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire.
That sounds interesting.
As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful. A fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her.
Just how long ago is this?
Many centuries, before this land was even named Ferelden. The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the bard, and fled the castle of her husband, the dread Lord Conobar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conobar the jealous lord who looked on from afar. Lord Conobar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife, and Osen agreed.
Oh, she must have been angry with that.
The life of a bard is a poor one, and love fades in the wake of hunger. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement. All would have been well had Lord Conobar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess. Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge.
So she truly loved Osen then.
That was not the point. Conobar had no honor, so she would not have him. Flemeth begged the spirits to aid her, and 'twas they who slew Conobar. The demon the legend tells of came later. Lord Conobar's allies chased Flemeth, you see. Chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
Which she never defeated, or never invaded, or never, defeated her.
The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began.
How is that Flemeth survived? So the legend tells of the many daughters
You
of
ask if I
Flemeth.
have sisters. I have asked of this myself. The stories tell of many witches of the wilds after all, not just the one. And these tales existed long before I did. Flemeth refuses to speak of other daughters, if they existed. So, should I believe I am her first? I doubt that too.
Do you believe her version?
I do not believe everything that Flemeth claims. Oft it seems her bitterness has colored her memories. But on the whole, yes, I believe this tale, if not all.
I think I might be getting some playback through my headphones, so I'll have to fix that up. OBS did just update after all, and I'm just noticing that. Either that or it's coming from me when I take a drink. An interesting story, thank you.
Flemeth tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious nevertheless.
She's dead now. Recently, in fact.
Ah, then you have my sympathies for what it is worth. Which is very little, I am certain. It matters not. Let us move on.
Not quite. Perhaps we'll figure it out. So, at some point, once you get there... let me see if I can just show this off. Nope, it's character. Once you get their approval of you up high enough, I think actually it might come at... The first one might come at 20. Let's see here. So right now Alistair is neutral towards us. Morrigan's also has 16 approval. Our dog absolutely loves us. He's very friendly. She's in the neutral. I think Shale and a little bit of a minus. So I think if we get her to 20, let's try to see if I can do it.
Yes? If you must.
I think we could do it with this, so let's ask one more time.
You are very cute to ask so many questions.
Oh, thank you. What do I answer? What do I say here? Yeah, we could go with number 2. I'm not going to start up any romances in this. I'm just going to play the part of somebody going out on their own, just because, well, this isn't really family. This is already not going to be a very family-friendly series, just because of the nature of the game. But just because of that, I'm still going to keep it my best. So.
Really? Perhaps we should be wrapped in ribbons and adorned with flowers. So cute are we, too. My mother has been hunted from time to time, yes, by Templar fools like Alistair, which should tell you how successful they generally were. Flemeth made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say that the fun was to begin once more.
You found it fun?
I found the game fun. I was too young to understand the truth behind what was happening. Flemeth would warn them once. 'Twas a warning they inevitably failed to heed. And then the true game began. Often Flemeth would use me as bait. A little girl to scream and run and lure the Templars deeper into the wilds and to their doom.
Did she actually kill them all?
Me? No, I never did any of the killing until
I...
later. And even then, Flemeth was a glutton for that sort of thing. Thankfully, the wilds is a vast place. Once they found us, Flemeth would simply move us elsewhere, and we would be lost within the forest once again. I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had never heard of apostates or maleficarum.
Do you still think it was fun?
I think that my mother made it fun so that a child did not learn to fear. And I think that it was necessary. There are no trials for apostates, no prisons, no mercy. There are only absolutes, so only survival matters. If the wilds have taught me anything, 'tis this. First, you must survive. Do you disagree?
You're probably right.
An enlightened view, or at least an agreeable one. Enough of this talk. Let us return to the task at hand.
Yeah, dang it, okay. I didn't quite do what I was hoping. Maybe it's 25. I'm not 100. Oh, no, that would make sense if it's 25. It would go up in every 25. But anyways, once you get them to a certain point, and I think it's 25, 50, 75, and maybe 90 or 100 of an approval rating, they'll get a buff to one of their skills. I think for Morrigan it's Magica, or not Magica, but Intelligence. No, actually it is Magica, or Magic. Yeah, I cannot English goodly today, yes, and I shall not. And anyways, once you get a character to that point, they will gain a minor buff. And let me Let's see here. Do I have any gifts I can just give away to people? What do I probably don't want to give a dirty pair of pants or a found cake. That's actually going to go to Shale, but perhaps we'll, get that at a bit of a different point. I already spent 30 minutes talking to characters. I think we should get a move on. Yeah, we'll save Shale and another character for another session of character development, which we'll go Shale and Leliana in the next character development. But for now, we should keep going. What's my pack at? 72. Let's go ahead and...
If there's anything I can do for you, please, please tell me.
Let's go ahead.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I...
Okay, yes, already. So, fire bombs. I know how to make acid flasks. I don't have enough to actually do this, though. Or do I? No, I don't. I don't. Okay, never mind. Thought I might have been able to do a bit of double selling. Still got that. Still have Oathkeeper. That we have to keep for now. Maybe I have cleaned my inventory out. Oh no, wait, no, this stuff here, I might sell it off, except for the acidic coating. What do I want to do? Yes, I was supposed to take care of these between the last episode. Oh yeah, and then there was these. Not to worry, we're not using it on any character I'm going to be using throughout the series. Not to worry. Once I have the characters sit in the back, and they're not going to play a role until, well, 4 of them will play a minor role a bit later on. But for the most part, once we unlock a character and I don't ever plan on using them again, they're going to be sidelined, but they will be trained up through these tomes. I believe I actually found 2 or 3 physical techniques and 2 arcane techniques. So I could spend 3 of these and 2 of these on my current characters, but anything else above that, unless I find another one, won't be wasted. So do not worry. I'm not using this to buff my party to crazy standards. I don't plan on it. Actually, I could have sold. Hey, let's. Okay.
Are you sure I can't? I'm sure you'll be pleased with...
Yes. We've been through this. All right. Let's see here. All right. Sell that. Sell the wolf pelts, even though they only take up 1 each. And let's head back to here. So to Shale, we're gonna give this.
Ooh, shiny.
Yeah, Shale likes shiny stuff. I don't know who likes the found cake or the dirty pair of pantaloons. I genuinely do not know who likes these. Bronze symbol of Andraste. I believe Leliana likes that.
That's a wonderful thought. I don't know what to say. Oh, how dear of you. Thank you so much.
Oh, I hope. Please do not found cake.
A fine gift.
No.
You have my
Never
thanks.
mind. Oh, I think that did it. Yep, there we go. Inspired Magicka. There, or Minor Magicka. Through inspiration. So yeah, it looks like it's every 25 will unlock that. So she now has a permanent... I believe as long as she keeps the favor above that, as long as we keep favor above that point, which unfortunately means at some point we are going to be, it is going to lower. So, I don't remember what I had said last time where I'm going to end up at, mainly because I didn't think I was going to get beyond this.
Yes.
Indeed.
So, let's see here. I don't want to take her to... where is it? I don't want to take her to... think I don't want to take Redcliffe. Because while she's there, she does have a lot of nasty things to say. But I do kind of need a...
Damnation.
Sorry, Morrigan. Alright, so we're finished in Lothering. I can either go back... Oh, no, wait, we've already finished here. We've been to Denerim, sorry. Let's start by going out to Lake Galahad, to the docks here. We've already finished this place too. Before I return to Ostagar, I would like to first pick up another character. And then we'll take that character, Alistair, and Shale. And in order to do that, we have to go to the docks. So I think when I do character developments in the future, I'm going to do 2 in the next one. Or next time I am in camp. And then we will... Hello?
You have coin, stranger? With Orzammar closed off, old Tegra can give you a discount. Fine weapon and arms, dwarven made.
Alright, what's going on in Orzammar?
There's 2 things I'm here for. Travel or trade. Understand?
Alright, fine, let's see this discount of yours. Ooh, look at that! Oh, look at this! A Tome of Skill and Surdy. 1 point to spend on skills, but renders it useless afterwards. Well, don't mind if I do. I'm actually going to take that, and we're going to hold on to it until I can find another one. There might be one other place where I can find this. Might be 1 or 2 other places, I don't know. But this would be nice to also level up my other the characters I don't plan on using, just to give them, you know, some interesting stats. So, thank you for that. We'll take these. Is there anything else that I'd like to take? Painting of the Rebel Queen, Silver Sword of Mercy, and then blue sainted shoes. Action. This will be important for later, but we're going to pick those up as well. Alright, so
Let's get started.
Let's interact with that. Oh, I could have used a herbalist on the team. Alright, let's gather a party and venture forward. To the docks. That was a nice run in there. That was very nice. No. Alright, so we're eventually going to be going down to the boat there. However, we have a deserter here. I think we have a quest for you.
You have some kind of problem?
Yes, I'm here on behalf of the Blackstone Regulars.
Oh? What was this about?
I'm here for the supplies you stole from the guild.
How sad it is to see a Grey Warden manipulated. But I have no time to straighten this out for you. Men, let's teach the Grey Warden a lesson about trust.
How is this a lesson about trust? Do that. Alright, Shale, I need you to please activate your pulverizing blows. Alright, Shale, I now need you to use Quake. Oh, Alistair's dead again. Alright, Shale, please use that. Hold on a second, why am I taking so much damage? Oh dear.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, Leliana. It's okay. You're still alive.
As you wish.
I don't know why I double searched it. Alright, let's see here. And we have you.
Why, bless myself. What's a distinguished personage like yourself doing here?
I'm looking want to see if anybody lived here. Now, I want to get to the tower across the lake.
Don't hold your breath. No one's been allowed across the lake for days. I'm the ferryman. Leastwise, I used to be. Poor old Kester. Out of a job.
What do you mean? What has happened? Why?
I don't got a clue. They wouldn't tell me. Gregor just came down and said, "Don't you worry, Kester. We got it all under control, we do." Didn't say nothing else. And then he puts Carol in charge of my boat. Lissy. Named for my grandmum, she was.
You have no clue. Who's Gregor?
He's Knight Commander of the Templars up in the tower. Good man.
You know something wrong with the tower?
I told you, they didn't tell me nothing. And if I know they're mages, I'm better off keeping out of their business. If I had to guess, I'd guess it had to do with magic, but the tower's always got something to do with magic.
I'm on official business.
Don't look at me. I told you, I'm not the ferryman no more. Gregor's told me to stay here till it blows over, but I'm telling you, some storms don't blow over easy.
Yeah, the one that's cooking up over there isn't. I could convince the Templar to let me
Maybe
in.
you could at that. I'm sure your mind's all afire now, eh?
You know the Night
Oh,
Commander
I
well?
can't say that. I'm lucky he's good enough to give me the time of day. The first enchanter's all right. He's polite as can be, but he's always a little distant, if you get my drift. But Gregor'll stay to talk. I reckon he likes hearing from us common folk, you know? He's a man to be respected, that Gregor.
Oh, I bet he is. Good day.
All right. Keep safe, you hear?
I will. Don't worry. Do not worry at all. I think we... Can we turn in anything?
Good to see you again.
Aegis Collective. We'll just accept this. I'm not even going to bother reading them, since I'll eventually figure them out. That one wants a bunch of deep mushrooms. Can I...
What do you need?
Never mind, sorry.
A little something extra. For friendship.
Ah, there we go. Right, so we were able to complete it. We completed one of them, and we got an entire sovereign. It was great. Alright, take that. It might have been something to do with the deep mushrooms. I'm not sure. Alright, but we'll step in here. Hello.
Leave me alone.
That's another patron, shady patron. Yes, we're good at breaking into locks. Hello.
Good day.
And we'll be back for you later for something else.
Good day, and welcome to the Spoiled Princess. Is there something I can get for you?
Why is the inn called the Spoiled
It
Princess?
was my father's idea. He ran the inn before me, and he named it for my sister. She was his little princess. Princess decided the country was too dull for her and moved to Denerim. More glamorous, she said. Well, she was found murdered, robbed of all the trinkets my father bought her with his hard-earned money. My father died of shock and heartbreak. Mother stopped eating, and I got the struggling inn. The name stuck. That's the story.
That's depressing.
Of course. What would you like?
I'd like a poultice. The shock bomb. Oh, yes. If I can learn the recipe for that, we'd be cooking, and I got 2 fire bombs. Alright, allow me to take all that. And we'll take these as well. I'll need the injury kits. We're going to stock up on stuff too. Oh, they have flame coating. I don't think that's going to be needed. Oh, yes, please. Yes, yes, yes. Don't need that for anything. Trap triggers. I'm going to take the trap triggers. There's wine. That we'll use for later. We'll take the elf foot. Alright, and let me see here. So exit. Uh-oh. Oh dear. We may have suffered a crash. One second, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let me just quickly pop this open. Okay, it says it should be running fine. Can I move? No, I can't move. Uh-oh. Oh, what happened? Oh, I know what happened. I popped open the command bar. My bad. Alright, let's get heading outside. We've got quests to do. Well, actually, we have other stuff to do. Alright, there we go. And talk to this foolish
You!
Templar.
You're not looking to get across to the tower, are you? Because I have strict orders not to let anyone pass.
I'm a Grey Warden. I seek the assistance of the mages.
Oh, you're a Grey Warden, are you? Prove it.
Exactly. I have these documents here.
Yes. Oh, a Grey Warden seal. Aha! So you're claiming to be one of those. You know, I have some documents too. They say I'm the Queen of Antiva. What do you think of that?
Can we slit your throat? No, I'm kidding. I don't want to. You're obviously a Templar.
And if you can't prove you're who you say you are, I'm not letting you in.
All right, that's enough. Let me crush a few body parts it can't possibly miss.
I'll take you right now, just like you wanted. Come along, I suppose.
And this is why we bring Shale. Shale's just like, you know what? If you don't, I will kill you, essentially. And everybody goes, no, I'm good. I'm good. Ooh, you can go. You can do whatever you want. Just don't kill me, please. And we arrived to Chaos.
And I want 2 men stationed within sight of the doors at all times. Do not open the doors without my express consent. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
The doors are barred. Are they keeping people out or in?
Now we wait and pray.
So, by the way, something that I may not have mentioned is I'm going to try my best to show both versions of each of the different scenarios that come out of it. However, with the exception of the dwarven politics, the politics of Orzammar, that one I'm gonna end up showing both endings off, but I'm gonna take one pathway to get there because they're right. I'll explain that actually. There, you are Gregor, I assume.
Who are you? I explicitly told Carol not to bring anyone across the lake.
Did it tell him not to go insane? Because he doesn't seem to listen well.
We're dealing with a very delicate situation. You must leave for your own safety.
I seek the mage's help to defeat the Darkspawn.
I am weary of the Grey Warden's ceaseless need for men to fight the Darkspawn, but it is their right. You'll find no allies here. The Templars can spare no men, and the mages are indisposed. I shall speak plainly. The tower is no longer under our control. Abominations and demons stalk the tower's halls. The circle is lost. The tower has fallen.
You need somebody to fight them?
I have sent word to Denerim, calling for reinforcements and the right of annulment.
The right of annulment?
The right of annulment gives Templars the authority to neutralize the mage circle. Completely.
The mages are probably already dead. Any abominations remaining in there must be dealt with, no matter what.
This situation is dire. There is no alternative. Everything in the tower must be destroyed so it can be made safe again.
By the way, if Morrigan was here, she'd be laughing she'd be like, laughing in the background. The mages are not defenseless. Surely some must be alive.
If any are still alive, the Maker himself has shielded them. No one could have survived those monstrous creatures. It is too painful to hope for survivors and find nothing.
Why wait for the right? Well, what if you're so sure? Why wait for the right? Well, actually, they need the reinforcements to purge the tower. So this is a silly question, but I wouldn't actually ask the other ones. I'm more of the Inquisitor. Actually, we could say, when did you send the word to Denver?
A while ago, and it worries me. The Civil War has no doubt caused much turmoil. Has the Chantry been caught up in it? I can only guess. Denerim must have received our message. It cannot be much longer.
That line of dialogue there, I believe, by the way, is in there in case this is one of the last places you come to. I believe they have that there so that they can... Because if you don't go there at the beginning of the game, it could be a simple matter of, like, people could say, well, how haven't they gotten there by now? We've done just about every other quest. This is the last one we have to do. How could the message not have gotten to Denerim? and they simply don't know. The Chantry could have been caught up in it, although we later on we learned that's actually not the case. And what the likelihood is, the messenger probably could have died before reinforcements could get there. Before they could get there, or they're being held up on the road by brigands or darkspawn, because yeah. If I help you deal with the circle, will you lend me aid?
If, by some miracle, you destroy the abominations, yes. The Templars will join your army. Without word from Denerim, I must determine our course. Surely destroying Darkspawn is a worthy goal.
We have an agreement, then.
A word of caution. Once you cross that threshold, there is no turning back. The great doors must remain barred. I will open them for no one until I have proof that it is safe. I will only believe it is over if the first enchanter stands before me and tells me it is so. If Irving has fallen, then the circle is lost and must be destroyed. May Andraste lend you her courage, whatever you decide.
So there are two options with this. You can either go with your word with the Templars, or, as we'll learn inside, we can try to save Irving.
I wish this were over. We're running low on supplies, and I don't know how much longer we'll last.
Oh, do you have supplies for sale?
Yes. Would you like to trade?
I would actually love to trade, please. A soul rot bomb. We have 2 more fire grenades. We have one of these. We'll take a couple of these as well. Let's see here. We have flame coating, more bombs. We'll take that. Got any elf's foot? Ooh, another tome of oh, I need a little more money. We'll find a bit while we're in the tower, but we don't currently have that right now. But I need that. That'll allow us to bring back more money. And of course, I love money. As you may know, ladies and gentlemen, I love a good bit of money. Alright, so we don't actually need any of this stuff, so just toss these. And I think this is going on to Shale at some point. So let me just pop open the inventory. Go over to Shale. Large, clear nature. These are flawless. Yes, this is much better than what she currently has. And then we have the spirit ones, which requires a bigger strength, and this one requires a better constitution. What is your stats? So you have a high strength already. We'll be able to get that. Did we get them both? That's 26. Yeah. Oh, yes. We can get them both with 1 more level on Shale. Although she's nowhere near it. That's a lot of experience that we have to pick up. But we will be back for that tome. I will be back. Actually, let me go to poison making. What bombs do we know how to make? We know how to make the frost, which, by the way, is almost impossible to find a copy of. Well, we have the recipes for them. I know fire will work. I don't know if nature damage will work, but I will take a brief pause here and we'll get ourselves some grenades. So hold on one moment.
I wish this were over. We're running low on supplies, and I don't know how. We need the abomination. If you have anything to trade, that would be helpful too.
Alright, there we go. Let's
This
go
is
through the
difficult.
gates.
I would not subject even an animal to such a terrible fate.
Well, unfortunately, animals get subjected to this quite a bit. Here we go. Don't worry, we'll make it out of this alive. We'll need to take a little bit of opportunity right now to search the room. Apprentice footpad. Oh, got a bit of a blood stain on there. A few pages of a diary. Private documents. Watchguard of the Reaching. We'll have to take a look at that quest a bit later. Pile of filth, vanity, anything over there? Nope. A big reason why I'm doing this place first is to get one of the more annoying sections of the game. Well, not annoying. Personally, I don't mind it. However, I know a lot of people, it's not their most favorite part. I personally don't mind it. It's a section that will be coming up on in a little bit. I think I will end up saving and closing the session before that point, since it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning here, and I think I could climb the tower fast enough to be able to get to that section within good timing. Oh, I missed a footpad. Missed a footlocker over here. I missed another one over here too.
Right.
Spot. Some more pages of the diary. And now, here we go.
Stop, right there. Take another step, and I swear I will strike you down where you stand.
I'm not here to do anything.
I am Wynne, mage of the Circle, and these children are under my protection. Who are you? And what is your purpose here? Have the Templars opened the door? Speak quickly. I'll have no games.
Okay, easy there, Sylvanas. I'm a Grey Warden. I seek the help of the mages.
And you were told that the Circle was in no shape to help you, I suppose. So why did the Templars let you in? Do they plan to attack the tower now?
I'm pretty sure we talked with you. I thought we talked with you in the camp. I may have been wrong. Don't worry, the right of annulment has not arrived yet.
They sent for it then. I feared they might have. What else could they do? So Gregor thinks the Circle is beyond hope. He probably assumes we are all dead. They abandoned us to our fate. But even trapped as we are, we have survived. If they invoke the right, however, we will not be able to stand against them.
What has happened here?
Let it suffice to say that we had something of a revolt on our hands, led by a mage named Uldred. When he returned from the battle at Ostagar, he tried to take over the Circle. As you can see, it didn't work out as he had planned. I don't know what became of Uldred, but I am certain all this is his doing. I will not lose the Circle to one man's pride and stupidity.
And what do you intend to do?
I erected a barrier over the door leading to the rest of the tower, so nothing from inside could attack the children. You will not be able to enter the tower as long as the barrier holds, but I will dispel it if you join with me to save this Circle.
Yeah, we could say we must try to avoid needless slaughter.
Yes, even if we cannot eliminate all the demons and abominations, together we could lead the survivors out. Once Gregor sees that we have made the tower safe, I trust he will tell his men to back down. He is not unreasonable.
Well, if we can't kill all the demons, then the tower's not safe. However, I think he would at least keep the people protected that get there. Say there's a bunch of demons left over in the tower, but we find the first enchanter. If he's alive. I could have been lying to you. Maybe he's dead already. He will only accept the first enchanter says so.
Then our path is laid out before us. We must save Irving.
Providing he's alive. Will the children be safe here?
Petra and Kenan will watch them. If we slay all the fiends we encounter on our way, none will get by to threaten the children.
That's poor logic there, considering the demons could pop up literally anywhere. Alrighty. I suppose
Petra, Kenan, look after the others. I will be back soon.
Wynne, are you sure you're all right? You were so badly hurt earlier. Maybe I should come along.
The others need your protection more. I will be all right. Stay here with them. Keep them safe and calm.
You know what, actually, I think I will end the part before we go into the tower, so that way I'll have a fresh day to actually start this off. Kind of changed my mind about that. Let's be, have faith, we will not fail.
Your confidence is refreshing, though you should make sure it does not blind you to your weaknesses. If you are ready, let us go end this.
My weaknesses are not having enough bombs. And I made sure I would have enough bombs. So the people I want to take on this are Shale and Alistair. So there we go. That will do for this, though. So we'll just quickly open the chest. There we are. And I will make my save here. So I am going to be having a new outro screen. It's kind of a generic one for all the different stuff that we have happening, all the different series that we have going on. But next time when we come here, we'll be taking on the tower. And welcome back. You have made it to the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed, hit that subscribe button if you really enjoyed, maybe share this video to anybody who you think will enjoy my content, and also don't forget to check out some of my other stuff. I'm not only doing this game, but I also have done a ton of other games. Well, a ton, I think I can count, well, I'm not sure how many games I've done at this point, but anyways, here's a small little bit of collection of games that I've done. And if you look on screen, it should take you to either another video or a playlist. Maybe you'll enjoy that. Perhaps you might not. I don't know. We will find out. Hope you all enjoyed, and until next one, take it easy.